Welcome to Quarantine Chronicles number 20! We made it. I hope that you have enjoyed all 19 of the past episodes. Making these videos has been a wild ride, but I hope it comes to an end soon. Something happened to me this week. I get a lot of junk phone calls, and I get a lot of phone calls from places that I don't have their number. Places like Cedarville College in Ohio call me because one time I signed up for a newsletter. I get a lot of junk calls about my car's extended warranty. But this week I got a very strange voicemail in my voicemail box.
Fitness gram pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in 30 seconds. Line up at the start.
So that was the fitness gram pacer test. And I think I know who it was. I won't embarrass you in front of the good viewers of the Quarantine Chronicles, but I know who you are. And I respect it. Good stuff, brother. There's a non-zero chance I've just opened myself up to a lot of teen prank calls. It was good to see a lot of you on the Zoom call last Friday. We're gonna show a couple clips from that night, and after that, we're gonna call up a couple of our friends for a little game. You know how we do a little bit of a game here and there. So, don't go anywhere. We got a good video for you. So here we are. We're gonna be in Romans 8 still, because it's crazy. We're gonna look at another two verses here, 26 and 27. In 24 and 25, we redefined what hope is, right? What we are understanding to be meant by the term hope. And now we're going to have a re-understanding of the Spirit's role as a result of that hope. Every time I read these passages, I relearn something that I've already known, which is that, and this is crazy, hear this, God is praying for you. Okay? That's the headline here. 26 starts like this. Likewise, the Spirit also helps in our weaknesses. For we do not know what we should pray for as we ought to, but the Spirit himself makes intercession for us. Intercession, that is prayer. The Spirit makes prayer for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. Now, he who searches the hearts knows what the mind of the Spirit is, because he makes intercession for the saints according to the will of God. So if you're looking at the scripture, you'll see that the word he is capitalized, right? The H is capitalized, which means that we understand that to be referring to God. So let's substitute he for God here, okay? Now God, who searches the hearts, knows what the mind of the Spirit is, because God makes intercession for the saints according to the will of God. And so if that doesn't blow the back of your head off of your noggin, then you're not reading that, because what that's saying is literally that God prays for you. According to the will of God, he prays for you. We have so many confusing days, so many confusing weeks and months where sometimes we feel like we don't know what direction we're headed in. And when we lose direction and we lose confidence in what God is doing for us, this is where we should go in Scripture. That the Spirit helps us in our weaknesses, for we're not wise enough to know what we should pray for ourselves. But God is. So he does. It's wild, right? And it's a re-understanding of something that we don't always think about, right? We always think about God as he is the one who has the power over life and death. He is the one who gives and provides. He is the one who can take away as well. But we don't always think of God as like watching us and saying, come on, dude, you can do it. But he does. It's right here in verse 26. It says, the Spirit himself makes intercession for us with groanings that cannot be uttered. And what that last phrase is saying, groanings that can't be uttered, basically means is praying for us in ways that we can't understand. And so I don't really have anything more profound to say about that. Because I don't think I need to. I think that the way that Scripture articulates this, that God is praying for us, has always left me pretty speechless. And so what we know the will of God to be, right? We understand that the will of God is, and the will of God is not that Aiden Adukalo would become a successful businessman, and the will of God is not that Kayla Scott would become the president, right? Like that's not the will of God. That might be our dreams, that might be our goals, that might be something that we can aspire to become, but that's not the will of God. 1 Thessalonians 4 says that the will of God is that you be sanctified. I can become whatever I want, but the will of God is that I would be sanctified in the process. And so as God is praying that you would walk into the will of God is for your sanctification and his glorification, that he would be made bigger both in the world and in you. That is not to say that you are going to become a certain thing or not become a certain thing, or go to this college or not go to that college, or join the basketball team or sit at that lunch table. None of that's necessarily the will of God. Okay, God might push you in a direction, but the will of God for you in your life is that you would be sanctified, that you would glorify him in your body and in the world. And God is praying for you to be able to do that. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And so I hope that you guys are continuing to be encouraged by this, because even for me, as we're going through this, rocking my socks. Oh, and I forgot to record when I told the joke in the Zoom call. So here's what that joke was for all of you who might have missed it. It's one of my favorites so far. I recently finished my book about clocks. It was about time. You get it? Because I'm saying it was about time as though I'm relieved at the end of a long and arduous process. But also I'm saying it was about time. My book about clocks was about time. We got a game. Don't miss it. Today, we are playing a brand new game. No one's ever seen it before here on the Quarantine Chronicles. I'm calling it 60 Seconds. I'm gonna give you 4 topics, and you just gotta roll for 60 seconds on that topic. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, Christian. Here we go. Give me 60 seconds on African wildlife. Go.
Okay, so African wildlife, great stuff. You know, we got multiple animals. We got some elephants. We got giraffes, antelopes. Antelopes are really cool because I like antelopes. I remember watching Wildcraft, an old TV show about them, and they transformed them into little robots, whatever, and they were racing them. They are very fast. I actually don't know how fast they are, but they have such good stamina. They outrun cheetahs, but cheetahs are really fast. And cheetahs run so fast, they can almost catch them, but they're like, can't run long distances, more just really fast, because, you know, they're sprinting so fast. They're going like 60 miles an hour. That's a lot. I wish I could go at least like 20 maybe. I don't even know how fast I can run. I don't know. We'll do that sometime else. But even though those are really cool, elephants are cooler.
All right, that's time. Dude, I feel like you could have gone for like 5 minutes. You hit, yeah. I think you hit 60 seconds on just antelopes.
Yeah, I didn't even get to go to an elephant. Those are fun to talk about.
That was impressive. Go.
African wildlife is really exciting because it's a big part of their tourism as well. So when you go and visit the continent of Africa, people get confused and think it's a country. There's different sections that really focus on their wildlife, and those include things like hippos. And actually, hippos were really native to only the continent of Africa until a very rich man moved them and actually brought them to South America. This whole thing, then they overpopulated. But you'll see things like hippos, giraffes, wild different kinds of lizards that are really there. And you have to be very careful because a lot of them are so dangerous. But there are large sections of Africa that their main economic impact is brought in by these kind of wildlife tours that really rich people do. And they go and see them. There's lions and tigers and not bears, but oh my. There's just so much going on when you're doing wildlife in Africa, but you also have to be nervous about some of the things that are not so wild, but also wildlife, like mosquitoes. They carry different diseases. So when you travel, you have to get shots to just make sure that you are protected. There's things like tarantulas there. There's different types of beautiful birds that fill Africa and their forests. It's really wonderful how much wildlife is in Africa.
That's true, Meg. You hit probably 75 seconds there. I was trying to cut you off, but I couldn't find a window.
Oh, no, just hit the.
All right, I'll just give you a buzzer sound in 60 seconds.
Really
Meg, that was great.
That hippo thing is true.
The hippo thing's 100% true. I've also heard that. I can verify. All right, Meg, number 2.
Okay.
Give me 60 seconds on your perfect day weather-wise. Go.
I love when you wake up in the morning and it smells like fall, but it's not necessarily fall outside. So what I mean is it almost smells like football weather. So it's like a little bit of wetness in the air, but it really just seems crisp. Like some apple trees just bloomed, but it's not cold. And then I want the sky to be blue, but not only blue. I definitely need there to be clouds in the sky. because or else it just seems like too bright. No gray skies ever. The sun can be out for most of the day, but when it sets, it really needs to have that beautiful sunset that's a mix of like purple and orange. And when you see it come across the trees, it really just kind of sets the mood for whatever activity you have going on that night. I want the temperature to be around 77, but I want the evening to not really dip below 50. That way I can take out a hoodie and zip it up, but I can keep my shorts on, and I really don't want to have to wear shoes. Any opportunity to not wear socks is the best opportunity. I'm not really into shoes at all, so the weather has to be no shoes kind of weather. And
you hit it, Meg. So really, you love that like mid-September vibe.
I love a mid-September vibe.
Well, isn't your birthday around that time?
It is. You are correct. September 12th. September 12th. We can throw a big party. Well, we don't know yet, but
We'll see. Fingers crossed.
I do. I love the September, but I don't like in the springtime during lacrosse season when it's snowing. I'm like, why? And then in October when it's like supposed to be nice out and you have boots on and all of a sudden it's 80 and you're just sweating. I don't like that either. I want the expectation.
It's one thing for the weather to be like incredibly nice in October, but on the other hand of it, it's like, oh, I've been preparing for it to get cold. Like, don't play with my emotions.
Don't do it. I get hurt feelings. This game is kind of stressful, even for a talker like me. I'm wondering if I should talk slower though. You know, I've been like speeding through it.
Oh, you're killing it. You're doing exactly the right things. Go.
Ooh, okay. My perfect day is wake up. It's not too cold, not too hot. More of not windy, no winds. I like it. That's a little harder. That mornings I'm not as a big. I like colder mornings, to be honest. Then during the day, I like maybe 65 to 70 with a slight breeze. Like today. Today is a great day. It's warm but breezy. But here's the catch. At night, it has to be super windy, kind of cool, little warm, but just blasted with leaves and trees swaying. I love when that happens. For some reason, to me, it's super relaxing. You know, you're just chilling. You just like sit on my front steps. I'm just sitting there, and you go. It's really cool. Oh, and then the rest of the day, but like, okay, so that's like the biggest part. After that, I don't really care. But during the day, has to be kind of warm, kind of cold, but it depends on what I'm doing. Because I don't want super sunny because, you know, I gotta do stuff outside. So, like, not too sunny, kind of shady everywhere else, like in a lot. So, like, the sun is just getting covered up a lot, but you still feel the heat. You just don't feel the heat in the sun as much. But you also have the wind to kind of cool you off if you do get too hot. And then, I don't know, to be honest, after that, because I don't really care what it is. If it's not super hot and not super cold, I don't really care because, you know, I'm gonna do anything I want any time. Like, you know, I'll wear shorts in the winter if I sure had to. So, I'm really okay with anything. I could probably do anything at any time and be perfectly fine with it as long as I'm not... Okay, no cold. Actually, take that out. I don't like cold too much. Not too hot, in the middle. 70s are good. 60s, 50s are intimate. But 65 to 70, you're killing it. You're gonna get it right in my alley. Maybe 75. We'll go up to 75.
Okay, Christian, I'm gonna stop you. That was like 2.5 minutes. I had no idea you were so passionate about the weather, but I couldn't stop you, man.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little I didn't struggle on that one, but I was starting to get to the end of my chain of what to say. So, good thing you stopped me then.
Here we go. Are you ready? Here's number 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 60 seconds or more if I decide on your favorite movie. Go.
Oh, shoot. Okay. You know what? 2 good movies. I actually have like 2. I would have to go Cat in the Hat. The live action one, not the cartoon one. That dude, Michael Myers, is so funny. Like, even though there's some parts where I'm kind of just like, that's annoying. But like, Cat in the Hat is where it's at. It does have some inappropriate things. Not inappropriate, but kind of like behind the, like, you can't know, you're not gonna know if you're little, but if you're older, you kind of like, oh, I get that. Like, those, like, fruit dancers. They have, like, fruit all over their head. That's funny. And then they dance, and it doesn't have tons of singing, and the singing it does have, it's not, like, annoying, where there's most songs where they're like, la, 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 and you're like, oh my, be quiet. I don't want to hear you singing. I'm not here to sing. I'm here to watch some good action. Or funny things. A lot of good twists and turns, but I mean that's an okay one. Or we can go Hacksaw Ridge, good one with Andrew Garfield, and he's in like World War II. Love that one because we got Desmond Doss. He's somewhat of a Christian, and he learned a lesson from when he was a kid that he then brought into his life, and he's kind of like, I have my belief and I need to keep going. I can't just have someone tell me no, and I'm going to do what I promised myself, which is really good because most people can't do that. Excuse me. And it's just very motivational in a way. I'm not going to lie. I love watching that movie. That would be a movie I could watch a few times. I've watched it like twice just because I just don't have it. And the only time I did was like a long time ago, like Redbox or something. Which I actually have that. I actually gotta get a movie from Redbox soon because I have that coupon thing. But that's another good one. Man, that's it. I gotta say that's it.
Alright, well that was 2 minutes. So you hit me with 120 seconds. I gotta say, Christian, I don't know that I could think of two more different movies than Cat in the Hat and Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah.
Just two very opposite ends of the film spectrum.
I mean, I'm just a different guy, I guess.
You're just a different guy. March to the beat of your own drum.
Yeah.
Go.
Beauty and the Beast has been my favorite movie since I ever saw it. And you think, like, as you grow up, your palate would kind of get more complex, but no, Beauty and the Beast is the best. So much so that when the Disney Store used to be a thing, which most of our teens will not remember, they only released movies out of the vault at a very specific time. So my mom and I went to the Disney Store and we pre-ordered Beauty and the Beast coming out again on VHS remastered version, and we were the first person in Rochester to do it in the store. So they actually gave us a present, and what that was they sent us prints to be hung up in my bedroom of Beauty and the Beast, so I have it. So I loved it. Always loved Beauty and the Beast. And I loved the kind of story that she was smart and that she kind of changed this like scary man, but it wasn't scary. And also French, coming from a French family. So skip forward to then they released the live action Beauty and the Beast, and I'm all about it. And like people are like, don't really like it. Nope, watched it, fell in love. I could watch Beauty and the Beast multiple times a year and not get sick of it. Also, I saw the new one in theaters twice, so that was just really great. But I have the VHS still to this day. I still have those posters that my family paid to frame to hang up in my room because Beauty and the Beast is by far the best Disney movie ever made. And that yellow dress is incredible. So much so that I used to tell your sister Becky and Sarah that if I ever got married, instead of looking cute at the rehearsal dinner, instead we're all going to dress up as our favorite Disney princesses, and I want to invest in a Disney princess gown to wear Belle at my rehearsal dinner. And for the first 7 years of my life, I only dressed as Belle for Halloween, and 1 year we made the switch to Minnie Mouse. I did make it to 2 houses before I cried my eyes out. We went back home and put back on my Belle dress. So Beauty and the Beast is the best movie ever. I love it so much. Am I at 60 seconds yet?
You hit 60 seconds probably 2 minutes ago, but you were rolling so much that I needed to keep hearing it. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Meg, I had no idea Beauty and the Beast was so big for you.
That's true.
Dude, there's no way you could have made any of that up.
It's big.
That's amazing. All right, Mag, last but not least, we're bumping it up to 90 seconds. Here's the final round on literally anything. Go.
I think the most important thing to talk about for this next 90 seconds is how much I've changed over quarantine. Before quarantine, I never really cooked. I never really painted my nails. I didn't do any of those things because I just relied on other people. For cooking, my mom. My mom, she always made me dinner, and if she wasn't making me dinner, the boys made me dinner. All growing up, it didn't really matter. Other people provided for me, and if they didn't provide for me, my dad well, if he wanted to eat, he would just buy it, so then I could eat that way. And I never really painted my nails, so I've become more domesticated over quarantine, which my family loves to bring up. I cooked Cinco de Mayo dinner. Yesterday, I made cupcakes. I don't know the last time I made cupcakes. I've made cookies 2 times. One time they did not taste good. The second time they were break and bake, but they are still edible. And I started this thing where now I paint my nails every Sunday. I've never done anything that consistently. So I paint my nails every Sunday. My face routine has gotten more specific. I think I read more. Because when I say I read more, I never used to read besides articles, and I've now cracked open a book 3 times in the past 10 weeks. So really, I'm a completely different person than I was before quarantine. It's very concerning. I hang out with friends less, which is all I used to do. I save money now because all I used to do was spend money. So I am a completely new human being. Will I change the second this ends? Yeah, I'll probably revert to never reading and never painting my nails and never cooking ever again. But for this current time, I don't even know if my name is Megan Finnerty anymore. I am completely different. And so I think that's very important for all of our teens and friends to know, and the other leaders, that if you call me, you may be shocked at how much I've changed throughout these past 10 weeks. We are starting 11 weeks, though. Today is 11, day 1, when you're going to... Thank you. I'm done.
You are done. But listen, when you get rolling, you really get rolling.
Thank you.
I don't want to stop you.
You said 90 seconds to talk about whatever I looked like, and I had my toe up. I was like looking at my nail polish, seeing if it was chipped. I was like, all right, I gotta talk about my toenail polish, but I can't talk about my toenail polish.
I knew that's what you were doing. You started by saying the most important thing to talk about, and I knew that was a buffer in your brain to think about what you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, it was my toes. They were the first thing that I could see.
That's amazing. You really have changed in this quarantine, huh?
I am different. I clean my room more consistently. I now tell my parents, like, can you do the dishes, when they're normally telling me, can I do the dishes? I clean things and I cook things.
All right, Christian, here we go. We're gonna go for the grand finale here. 150 seconds.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started. Okay.
Go!
So, okay, tents. I love tents. Especially if we go back to our old thing of the weather. You get me like good cold, not too cold, but a cold night. No breeze because that's scary, and I don't want my tent falling, which is really scary. But then you get that nice weather throughout, not too cold, not too hot. I don't want to sweat. I don't want to freeze. In the morning, not too cold, a little brisk. You want to peek out from that hot tent that you're keeping in your heat, so you go out and you go, oh, that's refreshing. But you know what's a really good thing is my favorite comforter. I have this really cool comforter that I got like a year ago, maybe. It's really nice. It's cypress green, which is still my favorite color, and I loved it. I had it for like almost a year. Then I didn't get rid of it. I still have it. I just can't use it because I had a double bed, or what is it? Something like that. So then it's a twin. So then I got a surprise over the summer. My parents just was like, boom, here's a renewed room. You switch rooms. Oh no, I kept the room. But they just redesigned my whole entire room, a queen bed, and all this different stuff. So I can't use that. But recently, I did get to use it, which is really cool because my grandma visited from Florida. I haven't seen her since like February, which isn't long, but it's not the point. So I got to use it. I was really happy. It's really soft. I loved it. But, I'll probably use it like this upcoming week because I'm going to go in a tent in my backyard. And the thing I like about my tent is we have like a dead end, so it was supposed to be a bridge to the next street over, but then they were like, nah, we're not going to do that. That's kind of dumb. So they kind of just left this road. And they can't get rid of it because this is our neighbor whose driveway goes through it to get in there. So, besides the point, there's a light there. And I love that light because you can kind of see it through the tent, but if you stick your head up, you really see it. But it's not too bright. It's not like, oh, that's annoying, but it's also like you can see it. So you're like, this is really nice. I love it. But the problem right now is it's not working, which is really annoying because I love that light. Even when I'm not sleeping on the tent, it's like a reminder, like, hey guys, if you ever have friends over, you're just like playing Ghost in the Graveyard or something, you're just chilling in there, chilling outside, playing, and you're like, oh shoot, the light's on, guys.
All right, Christian.
That's not good. You gotta go home.
Kristen, that's time. I'm impressed and amazed that 1 second into this, you said, okay, tense. That was great. That was an awesome moment. That was 2.5 minutes on literally anything, and I gotta say, I don't know what I expected, but you blew it out of the water.
Thank you. I was trying to figure out what I should do. I think I could bring it to something else, but I was like, I don't know if this is a good topic, but it's gonna be a good topic, and it was. So we're good.
It's like when Michael Scott is like, I have no idea how a sentence is gonna end when I start saying it. I was getting that vibe from you, Christian.
Yeah, no, I don't know what I say half the time. It just goes. I think the words that go together, I'm like, if I put those words together, that might sound good. We'll use those words.
We'll use those words. Thank you to Megan and to Christian for playing 60 seconds. Have a happy rest of your Memorial Day. And until Thursday, stay healthy.